You see that guy right there? Today we're going to go through everything about the Libero. How's it going, folks? So we're going to go right through the Libero in a back four in FM24. Quick, snappy, and hopefully at the end of this you'll understand what to do with it and what not to do with it. Right, crew, first of all, a reminder what the Libero actually does for your team. Normally we use it in a back three, don't we? But we've got the ability to use it this year in a back four thanks to Pep and John Stones. So the Libero is a central defender role that positions like a traditional centre-back out of possession. So remember that, he's going to get back in that zone. However, in possession, the Libero looks to step into midfield to act as a pivot. Beautiful. Now, with support duty, he will step into the midfield and look to play through balls. So he's going to be that bit more attacking. Now, if you look at it when he's on defend, the extra explanation is taken away, but honestly, we'll explore it today and you'll see what's what. Now for today, we're going to play a dead simple 4-4-2. And now the reason we do this is because everything makes sense here. We've got our Libero. We're expecting him to move forward a bit. So when he moves forward, we've got a bit of a double cover there. We've got a central midfielder on defence, so he's going to play in that midfield pivot with the Libero. And we're also going to use the new inverted fullback role, which in theory, when my boy Libero moves forward, he should move across to partner the centre-back. You'll also notice I've got a central midfielder on attack. The thing being here, if he's going to step into here, I feel like that's going to unleash him to move further forward. More of that later on when we're in the match. Right, we're in match now. We can see Lecce have the ball. Now if I focus on our boy the Ridge, if I've got the pronunciation wrong, I'm sorry, but it's a bit of a trademark of mine. We're going to follow him as the game goes on. So let me get the play in motion. So we haven't got the ball here, and you can see, so pause it there. Pretty standard back four. We're defending in a 4-4-2, which is what we want. The exciting part starts when we get the ball back, so let's go to that. Now you can see we've got the ball back here at the keeper, and it goes to the Ridge. Now he's going to start off a lot of the moves, a bit like a deep playmaker. As he finds his man, though, I want you to keep an eye on him. Now it's going down the left-hand side. On the left, we've got a wide playmaker and a wing-back, so he will bomb on. But watch our boy Libero. This is mad. I mean, he's gone. Look at him. He's absolutely sprinting now. As he holds there, he's in central midfield. Now, behind him either side, we've got our Damian, who's playing as the inverted fullback. So he's going to partner the centre-back, which is Bastoni. And that extra cover we've got from the central midfielder. Now, he's the double pivot. That's our double pivot. But he's actually playing more aggressive than the midfielder as we play it on. You can see he gets even further forward. Remember, he's our centre-back. As DiMarco gets to the byline, he's just chilling there, right in the centre of the pitch. Now this is not just an isolated incident. You can see him back here. Our throwing down in the corner here. Now watch what happens when we get the ball. As soon as we get the ball, he's on support, remember. Here he goes, he's off. He's off. And he pauses there. Now if we look at here, we've got our double pivot of Fratesi and our Libero. At the back, we've got our centre-back Bastoni and our inverted full-back on defend, providing the cover. This is a thing of beauty. He's literally playing the Stones and Rodri role there. Sitting in, waiting. Now this is perfect if you're a big team like Inter as we go close there. So I said perfect for a team like Inter, and this is because they are the stronger team. They're a possession-based team and they're dominating the ball so you can push forward. This can open up all sorts of movement possibilities. Honestly, I've only touched the surface so far. Let's have a look at this attack. Different camera angles so you can get a bit of a funkier view. We can see him in the bottom corner there, piling forward. Now, Thuram's the deep line forward. There's our central midfielder, and DiMarco's our aggressive wing-back. He is literally pivoting in the middle of the pitch now, getting ready to receive the ball. This is the same move on 2D. Now, if I pause it, you can see his position there. And you can see what it enables the rest of the pitch to do. So you look, number 2 is my winger. You've got your striker here, another striker. Remember what we said about Asliani. He's going to turn into another striker when the game gets going. Receives the ball, gives it, and now he's off as well. If we pause it there, you can now see we've got the best part of 6 or 7 going forward. So the movement you're going to get from him is out of this world. It's beautiful. How about the Libero on defend? And by the way, do stay tuned because I'm going to test this at a lower division team. One that's nowhere near Inter, and we'll see how it fares. So we'll go to the tactics screen and we'll flop him into Libero on defend. And because he's on defend, it means he won't go as far forward. So Fratesi here can shift to a support role and go a little bit further on. Okay, so we've got on defend duty now, and the difference is going to be quite stark, and I really like it. So if I press play now, I've got him circled there, you can see him. So when we've got the ball last time when it was on support, going down that left-hand side, he absolutely bombed, didn't he? He was nearly near enough on the 18-yard box. Look at the difference now. He's still going forward, but he puts the brakes on there and he's holding. Look at him holding and straight back in. Definitely more of a defensive mindset when you change that duty. This could change the complete dynamic of your team. And like I said, you can have a more attacking midfielder, but look at him here and watch the difference when we win the ball back. So Banda's got it now, we win it back. Now it's on our side, so you think he would be bombing forward up into these zones here. But he's now more of a defensive midfielder with that slight change. Look at him, he's just holding his position. He's not bombing in, he's just holding now. So he's literally a holding midfielder for you. A complete change. And your central midfielder that's with him is the one getting further forward as he holds his position as the attack continues. We're going to look at that goal again in 2D because everything we talked about at the start of the match, it worked with. If we look at the ridge there and we keep an eye on Asliani as well, remember what we said? This role here will unleash him to go forward. And when he's on defend duty, I think it unleashes him a little bit more. So as we play it on, Banda's got the ball. We win it back shortly, don't we? There. Now, if he's on support, he's going to be bombing a bit more. Because he's on defend duty, he's going to act like a defensive midfielder. Which means over here, Asliani, look at him, 21, near enough next to number 9, Turam. So he's turned into another striker. As the ball goes wide, the ridge is holding his position. Asliani, literally, neck and neck with Turam. Lautaro gets it. The ridge is holding his position. Ball comes across. There's our new striker. Bang. So you have now some big time options. You can start with him on a defend duty. And if you think you're the stronger team, you need some more legs up front. Flip into support. Or vice versa, if you want to hold him back a bit, defend duty. That's my favourite at the minute, I think. I like that much more. It means all the other roles around your team can completely change. Now, it is very early in the game and we're going to find things out as we go, but I will say that this role here is going to be key for it because as he moves forward, he does tuck in into there. So that is one essential role. You can play around with this one. Depending on the duty of Libero, depends on the aggressive nature of this. I would like to see this role perhaps combined with it. The halfback, that could be very interesting. Another experiment there. Now, it's probably no surprise to you that I absolutely love this role, but do beware, have some caution about it because there are some pitfalls. Now, using it, you can dominate the ball, dominate possession in that central area, but you're going to leave a gap out wide because your boy on the right-hand side is going to be covering an awful lot inside. So you're going to have gaps. For example, if we were to lose the ball now, you can see the ridge is moving forward. He's back on support now. You can see that big gap in between the full-back and the centre-back because he's only just started moving across because we've just got the ball back. If you're to lose the ball now and the other team are a good counter-attacking team, there's a gap. So these are the sort of things you've got to weigh up, especially if you're a weaker team against a good team, they will exploit that. But there's only one way to find out for real. We've got to try this with a weaker team. So this is my lower league Libero in the National League in England. He's actually not too bad, you know, for this level. I'm quite happy with him. Obviously, he's completely different to what we just used. And the team around him, more importantly, are completely different and a completely lesser level. So let's see. We're going to go with a similar setup. The only difference is I've gone for 2 wingers and I've gone a bit more aggressive in central midfield and less aggressive with the fullback because it's lower league, but all eyes on the Libero. Okay, all eyes on our boy Wallace here. He's going to be our Libero, and let's see. I mean, it's tricky to know what we're looking for. I guess what we're looking for is basically the similar type of movement. And look, early days, we're getting that. You can see him there, already moving up. What we do have is a bit of a discrepancy in positioning from other players, such as the centre-backs way deep. He could be doing with getting a bit higher up. But, in essence, what we're wanting from this Libero role here is to defend one way and attack another way. Now, if you look at the top end of the pitch, what we've basically got there is 4 back here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are attacking with a 6, and we're defending with a 4. Now, in defence, we've got our back 4 going across the back there. That's the set back 4, and in, over here, we've got the set midfield and 2 up front. We are defending beautifully in that 4-4-2. Now, I did think there'd be definite differences. Now, you can see Wallace up here making his move. He's going for it Libero style, but when we lose the ball here, he starts to chug. He does not get back into position as fast as the elite players do. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players running off us. Remember what I said about the risk-reward ratio? If you're not an elite team, it's going to be riskier. And as we can see here, as the opposition attackers, Wallace is chugging. He is sat. He's kind of staying in that defensive midfield area, whereas we need him to leg it. The inverted fullback is having to stay as a centre back, leaving this massive gap here and then overload, and I think we might get punished from it. There it is. You can see the 2 over. Fortunate, but you can see the problem. Wallace still on the edge of the box, and the inverted fullback had to come across. So overloads are going to kill you if you don't use it right. So you can use it in lower league. Would I? Probably not, but it all depends if you get the right player. Speaking of which, what is the right type of player for this role? Obviously, the right place to start is the guy that kind of reinvented the role, which is John Stones, an absolute ball-playing centre-back who can also be comfortable in midfield. Now, what I've seen as well, acceleration would not go amiss to get back into a defensive position, especially if you're in lower league football. We saw what my guy did. He kind of chugged along. If you can get someone with high acceleration, get back into position, that would be the cherry on top. If we look at the game, they're saying things like, there's a lot of technicals there. First touch, passing, technique. All these will come into play, and you've got to think he's going to be a bit of a ball player, especially if he's on support. So that's when your vision will come into play as well. But positioning won't go amiss. Concentration, anticipation is key. And then you've got your standard things for physical centre backs, such as your jumping reach and your strength. But the little hidden one for me would be acceleration. Add that in. But if you're looking for an all-round player to perhaps retrain a defensive midfielder, would be pretty much ideal. Now, I'll level with you. That video was supposed to be 3 minutes and snappy, but I just got lost in that role because I absolutely love it. There'll be lots more Know Your Roles videos coming up. We did them in past FMs, but with this FM, which I believe is the best FM yet, we're going to get down and dirty in it. And coming up soon will be wing backs. And we'll also do a proper deep dive into that new inverted fullback role. Can we possibly use 2 of them? If there's any other roles you want me to have a look at and go into a little bit more detail, drop them down in the comments. If you've used the Libero, let me know how you're getting on.